Alright guys, Papa Pepper on the Abundant Harvest Homestead, back again. Thank you for joining us. Today, we're going to be eating some interesting stuff. I mean, you guys might have already saw us try the bitter melon, and this is what happens when it gets overripe, but these little globules are, they're super tasty, plus it looks like some crazy flour. So this is one thing that we enjoy that's new to us this year, but this one behind us is the first time we've ever grown it. So these are some baby fat Achocha cucumbers that we're growing this year. Made a nice trellis out of cedar off our land for it. And what we did is we pretty much replicated to a certain degree. It's not exactly the same, but it's a much similar setup to what you're going to see that Zach did over at an American Homestead. He's also the person that we got the seeds for these baby fat Achocha cucumbers from. So I planted a number of them on that side, a number of them on this side. Not the best raised beds here. This was a new one that we set up this year. I didn't add a lot of growing medium to it. With the amount of things we're doing, stuff can be few and far between. You know, we can't dedicate a ton of stuff to any one area, but over time we're going to keep building it up. I've been adding a good amount of just like rabbit manure tea and stuff like that to it too, to amend the soil and to continue to enrich the growing medium that they're growing in. I first probably saw this plant 2 years ago over at an American Homestead, and when we first tried it, we absolutely loved it. It was so strange. I mean, it looked like a puffer fish almost, or like a baby kiwano, but with a whole different flavor, whole different taste. So happy that they're finally starting to produce for us. They've been growing all over the place, getting a little one here or there, but it seems like we're getting some fatter ones back around the corner here right now. So we're going to give them a try, and we'll talk a little bit more about them. So the leaves on these actually do look a little similar to kiwanos for me. The cool thing is that the stems are not all itchy. They're not covered in these tiny little hairs like the kiwanos are. If you're not familiar with the kiwano, the African horned melon, unfortunately we don't have any ripe on our land today. There's a couple little plants that kind of got started, but they're not something that we invested a lot of time and effort in. Maybe I'll link a previous video or something so you can check that out. But here, if you guys can see that on these vines, we actually have some that are starting to get bigger. So what I'm going to do is just pick a couple quick. And give you a better look at these. So these are the actual baby fat Achocha cucumbers. These are what I would consider the smaller ones. This one's about medium. Although it may start having some viable seeds in it. We'll see when we open it up. But what these are is these crazy, juicy little relatives to the cucumbers, I think, that are just very, very interesting. When you bite that open, there's a lot of that fresh, kind of wet, you know, cucumber flavor, and then actually this guy's already starting to produce little seeds too. So that little black thing on top is actually the seed for next year. So you can just even pick those out, save those to plant again, or at an American Homestead they have so many of them growing that they just kind of open up, seeds fall to the ground by themselves, and they kind of reseed themselves now. And if I was to compare that to something, I'll definitely compare it to a cucumber. It's a very similar flavor. It's very tasty, and just what a strange little thing. So, but especially if you're going to be trying to like, you know, share something with people that they're not familiar with, this is going to be a very easy way to do that. A lot of the things we grow here people don't usually see. Our winged beans, our noodle beans, our snake gourds, just a ton of stuff, and people are always like, oh, what is this, what is this, what is this? So this is one of the new ones that they will soon be asking us, what is this? And if they already follow us, they'll know from this video. Why don't you guys each give those a try? Come pop up here, Pinky. There's enough camera room for both of you.
Sit down.
And I think that some of these are starting to kind of get the hard seeds quicker than they normally would, just because of how late in the season it is, how the plants have been growing, and they're like, you know, we better put something out this year just because of the kind of some of the deficiency of the medium we're growing them in. But very happy to have them growing. Yeah, if you look at Pinky's, it kind of almost opens up much like that bitter melon, and then all the seeds are available for you right in there, and you can pull off these outer parts like that to nibble on. You know, at this stage, they're still good. They're fresh, they're tasty. And then you've got the whole little seed pack in the middle. Strip them off of that.
Mine cracked open.
And, you know, there we are for growing. Monster truck, you want to give it a try?
Sure.
You want a big one or a little one?
I think I'll have a big one.
All right, here you go. What's it taste like?
I don't know.
You don't know? Does it remind you of a cucumber at all? You ever have cucumbers? Yeah, kind of. Does it taste good, or is it something you never want to put in your mouth again?
I'll eat it again.
You'll eat it again? Would you come out here and grab one as a snack all on your own? Like if you had permission, without even, you know, you wouldn't need to be forced to eat it? Or only if a friend was over that you wanted to impress, and you'd say, oh, look at this thing I'm going to eat. Oops.
I should have brought these into the fair.
Oh, that would have been good. So Pinky Pepper just took some stuff into the fair too, and the wing beans that she brought in were considered for best in show. They weren't best in show, and but she did place. What kind of ribbon did you get?
I got first place.
She got a first place ribbon, so it wasn't best in show, but it was first place, and she made like some money for bringing them into the fair too, so which is pretty cool. So guys, what do you want to say about these baby fat Achocha cucumbers?
They're yummy. I'm too tall.
Come on down. Too tall. What do you want to say?
I like eating them. I think they taste like probably just like a cucumber, but they have a lot of like water in them.
So like a watermelon cucumber?
No. Spiny.
They are spiny.
But it doesn't hurt. The spines just come right off.
Right. They're soft. They look spiny, but they're soft. And then what do you think about added to a salad or with some ranch dressing to dip them in or something like that?
That would be probably really good.
Would. Nice. So guys, baby fat Achocha cucumber. Here they are. We'll be growing them. We'll be you know, reproducing them every year, saving our own seeds and growing them for years to come. I'm not sure if Zach has any right now at an American Homestead, but I'll put a link in the description. So if you guys want to order any of your own, try growing them yourself, you'll be able to check that out. So guys, that's a little bit more about the baby fat Achocha cucumber. If it's something you've never tried growing, I would recommend it. If you're a fan of cucumbers, if you're a fan of something that grows well, that you can add to salads and stuff like that, absolutely. And especially if you enjoy something that's kind of crisp and refreshing and juicy on a hot summer day, this is definitely one that you can walk right out to your garden, grab it, and just crunch into it and feel refreshed, feel recharged. Absolutely beautiful. Big thanks to Zach and American Homestead for blessing us with these seeds. We absolutely love growing them. They're going to be a staple on our property for years to come, and depending on how they produce, they may even become my 5th top garden plant. I only have 4 so far, but these are one of them that a couple years ago I was completely unaware of, but have really impressed me in the past years, and I'm really enjoying growing them. So we're going to take a couple in the house for the rest of the family, and we'll talk to you later. Papa out.